Thank you.
We just kicking off?
Yeah, we're good.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us. It is so exciting to be here at the California Maker Faire. I've only been to the one in New York City, so we came over from Boston a couple of days ago, and thrilled to be here. We're also showing the do-it-yourself pinball exhibit in Coal Shed 2.
Yep. Coal Shed 2, we somehow got that here in 2 duffel bags on the plane, so come check it out.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. You want to
Say who we are?
Say a little bit about yourself?
Oh, okay. So, hi, I'm Diane, and I am trained as an engineer and worked in product design for about 10 years, then went into teaching. And I was a high school teacher and middle school teacher, general science, computer science, engineering design, and then came back to MIT about 9 years ago to work on STEM projects, and that has brought me into the world of maker and putting maker projects in academic classrooms.
Yeah, and I'm Justin Schmidt. I've been a lifelong maker and tinkerer. I ended up kind of crash landing into a career in teaching, and my school started a makerspace, so I jumped in there. I wore a suit to the interview with the principal I've been having lunch with for 3 years and was like, you got to give me this job. And was able to start the makerspace from the ground up. I learned a lot of the things that I'm now sharing with teachers through that experience. So it was a middle school makerspace where I integrated with teachers to do projects that were meaningful.
Okay, and our big theme here, I have it on my shirt, more kids making. Okay, just following up from Ryan, tinkering is great. How can I do this in school? So if I don't have the family or the community that's bringing me right into it, how can I do it as a teacher, bringing this to the kids so that everybody has access to it?
Okay.
Okay, what is a maker project in school? Well, key point is using cool tools. Have some digital fab, have some maker tools. So that might be some electronics, graphic design, 3D printer or laser cutter if you have it, sewing, or even the embroidery machine. Okay, and you're building, you're making something creative of your own with others, improving it as you go. So what students get from it?
Yeah, so through that practice, students are getting tech skills by using those cool tools. They're getting to practice some hands-on thinking, which a lot of times is lost in schools. The creativity part gives them ownership, and they're proud of their work, which is always a blast to see. The collaboration is coming from working with others, and we'll talk a little bit about what that can look like. And then they're learning the skill of iteration, which comes with persistence and perseverance, which a lot of our students are lacking in.
Okay, how is this making to learn and not just making stuff? Well, that's up to the teacher. You need to use appropriate digital fabrication. So electronics and tools that kids can use. And when you're building, you're not giving them a step-by-step guide. Maybe you've got some guides, but give them some examples to look at. If it's creative and it's your own, so start with the same kind of project where everybody customizes it. Working with others. So you may not be working in a group where everybody does a part, but working alongside others and having everybody check in with each other as they go can be great. And iteration is hugely important. Without iteration, it's an activity. And you can judge yourself saying, I'm good or bad at this. But when you can iterate, when you can do it a few times, you can actually say, I see where I'm learning on this. Okay, now Maker does have a lot in common with STEAM, PBL, Universal Design, Inquiry, which are buzzwords in school. A lot of schools don't like the word maker. So if you're an educator and you want to bring this into your school, find their favorite buzzword. We found that this is often called STEM. May not have any STEM, but that's what people like to hear. But they want the essential principles behind it. So STEAM right now basically means a lot of creative design, and that's a big buzzword, at least in the area that we're at. That's fine. Okay, does this fit in my academic classroom? Well, as an educator, and both of us have been, your focus is on your content, but your school's focus is on raising an educated child to become a good citizen. They need a lot more than just content area, and they want to have persistence, collaboration, creativity, all those things. Doing maker projects can be a way to accomplish the school's goals and the teacher's goals at the same time.
All right, so what does a maker project look like? So this is a pencil holder that was done by second graders on a Glowforge. They drew their own designs and they laser cut it pretty quickly. By the way, we have all these slides available on our website. We'll go back to it at the end, but so don't worry about it if we're going a little fast on these examples. This was an 8th grade one in science class. They were doing adaptations and they got to 3D print some models at the end.
English language learners, getting used to the language and actually what they look like using the Cricut Maker, vinyl cutter. Some pretty cool stamps made out of cutting, once again, on a vinyl cutter, just cutting those foam sheets and using these as a way to get people into the learning and to find the essentials about the places that they're talking about.
This is monuments, monuments to things that are usually underrepresented. And you've got two different ways here. We've got a more traditional poster, and then we've got a 3D printed model. It's a good way to get 3D printing with some meaning behind it that's quick and easy.
These are really cool. I don't know if you're going to start the video on here, but this is in a Spanish class, and what they're doing in the maker part is making it into a green screen. So they made the pieces that went in, and they are finding things that they want to disappear. And I don't know if it's going to come in. Oh, there it is.
We'll give that 2 seconds.
And you'll see that they take the pieces, they've got their fire, and they're taking their pieces and dropping them in.
I love this one because they used a lot of different maker mediums to make this happen. So layered identities. So this one was a teacher who did this really complicated project with a lot of different maker skills and a lot of research that came together, and it now hangs in the hallway of the school, and they're very proud of the work there.
And this one here was middle school, 6th grade English teacher partnering up with the art teacher to do these magnetic tiles that lit up when you put them on the magnetic board. And I actually saw the students myself. They said it was a lot easier to write the story because they'd already drawn a picture and done like a 6-word story. They were just ready. They knew what it was going to be.
Oh, and just in case you can't see, there are LEDs lit up in the picture. It just didn't photograph.
Okay, so how can I find projects that I can fit in my classes and my curriculum? That's what we're here to talk about. Okay, don't start from scratch. Adapt existing projects. So a lot of projects are out there online. People will say, I got the perfect maker project, and they'll tell you the age, the subject, the content in that subject, how long it will take, and exactly what tools you will need. And it's all very well intentioned, but that may not fit with what you need to teach, materials you have, the age, any of those things. So what we started, this is what started our entire K-12 maker thing, was about 8 or 9 years ago, going online and saying, I want to find those projects that you can integrate into academics and aren't just making a catapult and doing other stuff that's fun but could only be in the tech ed or the STEM class. So you start looking for projects, and I would find that about 10% of the projects that were posted online could be adapted. So I thought, all right, let's start tagging these together and all. Wasn't really going to happen, but I started collecting them, then we started collecting things for our own prior experience, working with teachers and expanding it until we made this thing called an idea gallery. So I'm expecting that an educator can go there, take an idea, like here the one I'm showing is a chess set. Okay, so what the students have to do is decide which piece, which power, what moves do they have, and how can I relate that to a conflict that I'm studying, perhaps in social studies or maybe even in a literature class. Here's different ways of making it. The laser cut, make it with 3D printing, make it with hot wire foam cutter, make it with
we got clay and we got pipe cleaners rolled up into a rook.
So you could take an engaging idea and adapt it in many different ways, and that's what we figure, that's what a good teacher can do.
And one of the fun ways we've been getting these project ideas is we take MIT students that we work with and we ask them, what kind of project did you want to do in high school that you didn't get to? And we say, okay, design it. Think about your teacher and how they would deliver this. And then we get these really cool project ideas from them. Yeah,
so for educators out there, find out what your students like. Make a project that allows them to do it. And they'll be doing what they used to do with me. Can I build today? I'm like, do you know what you're going to build? No, not yet. Okay, go do the stuff, tell me, and then we can build. Okay. All right. This seems like a really big change to my teaching. Okay, don't do it all the time. do it once in a while, do a maker project once in a while. When the kids are pretty psyched about it, for one, they get a little more closely connected with you as a teacher, and then they've got this good disposition. It just carries over into the next class. So you've just impacted the class after yours, even though you don't even know what class they might be going to. So if you can do a couple a year, and other teachers can, your kids will have these opportunities in school that they actually feel good about. And it doesn't have to be all the time. You would really be exhausted.
Maybe. What problems should I expect? So this slide, I can
You
take
do
this
this one.
So I love this picture. It was a cupbot battle we did, and these kids made a really dangerous blade out of a CD. Anyway, barriers to making a class. So obviously the cost in the startup is important, getting your staff time in there. Sometimes your expectations are a little off. You might think that you're going to get perfect projects with every single activity, and it's really not about making a perfect product. Leadership from administration can be kind of tricky. If you don't get their buy-in from the beginning, it can be hard to develop it until you really start showing what the students are getting from it. And the best way to do that is to get the students to talk and say, like, make a video that says, oh my God, Ms. Brancasio's class was awesome today. We made blah, 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 and now I understand the story we read. It's like really powerful to have the students do that for you. And then teacher buy-in. It's hard, especially if you're the makerspace leader and you're getting other teachers in there. Some of them are like, 3D what now? And that can be really tricky to kind of get them into the practice.
Yeah, this does take schools about 3 years to get it established. First year, like 2 people doing it, and then a few more, and then by the 3rd year, a lot of people say, well, the kids in that class are having more fun, or they're actually doing more stuff. So, go ahead. So just reiterate what those benefits of students might be. Engagement, engagement, engagement. Somebody who's actually in class, like Ryan was saying before us, they're in the flow of it because they want to be using the tools, period. Really authentic connections because they may have to bring something from their life into it. Social capital, which is huge because often it's not the book smart kids that can do this. It's the kids who are less able, the kids who are maybe good at makers. And what it ends up with is they really get proud, and you're reducing the barriers to them learning.
All right, we just got our 5
I
minutes.
see.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll give it a shot. How do I get started? All right, you're going to need 3 different things to have a good maker experience. You need the stuff and the skills. This is a great place to learn about stuff. You need a good project. That's what we've been talking about. Now, hard part here is going to be teacher practices. How can I be a facilitator rather than a direct instructor? Give it a shot. Start somewhere.
And also learning to embrace the chaos.
Yes. So on here, we're giving you lots of links to stuff. So we have a website called k12maker.mit.edu. And we're actually redoing the website because it has too much stuff on it. But right now, these are the links that you can see. And since we're talking about adaptable projects, I just want to move ahead to the next one and say, here's something you can explore. Can you hit the idea gallery?
Sure. Oops. 1 second. You just have to get out of that.
So our idea gallery is, I don't know if that'll get bigger, just lots of ideas that are then linked. It will be searchable when we redo the website, and it's not just on Weebly. But we can filter them by the tools or filter them by the objects, which I like to think of like collective things or something like that. And I can just click on them from here. These are all 2-page write-ups just to get you inspired. If you need a little more, go to our tutorials. Tutorials are something that it's a project. We've got something where you can learn it on your own. Either it's a video or slides. We did this. Started it like a summer ago with some teachers in a group we were working with. And the projects, I don't think I got to it.
Here, I gotcha.
You can get, oh, sorry, it's under the wrong thing.
Yep.
So we have done custom PD, we've done classes, we do some workshops because we're in MIT, which is really hard to get to and to park. But the tutorials are the ones I wanted to show.
Unfortunately, the page is taking a bit to load, so I'll just
Okay.
say a little bit more about what we do. So we do custom PD for districts and schools, and we love to see how schools are doing Maker and how they're interested in it and what they want to accomplish. So definitely reach out if this is at all interesting to you and you're like, oh, I want to see what they have for me, or just let us know how you're doing this, right? One of the things we want to do with our website going forward is to get more voices on there. So if you're like, I have so many project ideas for that, again, shoot us an email. We're easy to get to from that website. And also on the website there, we have a little pop-up for a survey. So if you're looking at this cringing, please give us feedback so we can make the new version better.
Well, we're makers, not website designers.
Yeah, exactly.
But right now in the dozen or so tutorials, it'll get you started on any one of them. A lot of them are good for like a parents' night too, because they're really pretty easy to do.
Great.
Thoughts, questions?
Any questions? Oh, here we go.
Hi, I run a makerspace in Lake Tahoe, and we've definitely accessed your content, so I just want to thank you for putting it up there. We're really lucky in the sense that we partner with our school district to be able to come to the space, but some of the challenges we face is that we're makers, not educators. So I guess my first question is just kind of advice for converting a maker into an educator. And then the other question I have is, I feel like sometimes when I've accessed some of your content that you guys do conferences or in-person stuff. Is that right? And can you speak to that?
Yeah, you're going to have to talk because I don't have a mic anymore.
Okay. Conferences, I think we do custom PD. Like we'll work with the district, we'll visit them, and actually do a lot of it remotely because we're meeting with a group of people depending on how far away they are. How do you make a maker into an educator? Well, it's good to have a staff member like Justin was at his school, where they're the one that is running the makerspace. So you meet with the teacher and you find out what they're trying to do. So it's really the meeting of minds. To find somebody who can be both like a really creative maker and a really good teacher, no. So partner up. You know, get in with them and help them do it, and then they'll start to get the creativity. But you can't be everything. And teachers have a lot of really good skills that you may not all have as makers.
All right, I think that's it.
Perfect. Let's thank Diane and Justin and give them another round of applause.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.